What's going on, friends? It's Sammy from Infinity Aura Ave for our bi-monthly check-in. I'm here to talk to you about the full moon in Libra. The Libra full moon is April 12th at 8:22 p.m. We've got the sun in Aries, Deacon 3. This Deacon brings like a sense of accomplishment. It's a Venus ruled Deacon, and it's got reciprocity with the full moon. The moon is in Libra, as Venus ruled. It's a nice little cute moon. I wrote here, both sides of the full moon are trying to reflect love, connection, desire, and aesthetics from opposite perspectives. So Aries energy becomes creative and passionate. You've got that driven Aries energy, but it's charming. The sun in Deacon 3 of Aries gives you a little bit of motivation to go after what you really want, which is nice because things have been so slow. And if you've stuck with me since I started doing my full moon videos, well, moon videos, because I do the new moon too. So if you've been here with me since I started again back up in December after a few years off, and I've just been kind of telling you things have been really, really slow and annoying, and just keep going and do what you can when you can. But now there's like a sense of accomplishment. Like, yeah, I got a little bit done, and that's cool. And it gives you motivation to go for a little bit more. On the other side of the chart, you've got the moon in Libra, Deacon 3. This is emotionally seeking peace and validation through others. The moon here wants equality, harmony, beauty. So the back and forth with this full moon is Aries energy and Libra energy. Aries is me, Libra is we. So me, I want to do this. I'm motivated to do this. The moon in Libra is like, but I want people to like it. And I want them to like me, and I want to make sure that everybody's happy. With that said, resist the urge to compromise because of how it might make somebody feel. And on the other side of that, be very careful of just bulldozing through people's feelings because of what you want to do. Some other transits that are going on at the same time as this full moon. Since the last time I talked to you, Mercury has gone direct, finally. The double retrograde was jumping me. Venus and Mercury is like, get down. No, you get her. All right, let's both do it. Okay, and the whole time I'm like, oh, please. Oh, I'm just going to take a nap. And then I did. I napped a lot. Within the hour of the full moon, Venus goes direct. From here, the beginning of the year was tough. From here, things start moving. Oh my goodness, finally. We start getting a little bit of direction and things are picking up. We've also got Jupiter involved in this moon. Yes, the moon is trining Jupiter. So big feelings about this stuff. And be careful because, like I said, you could step on people's feelings or you could be too affected by people's feelings. And either way, Jupiter makes that bigger than usual. So the sun and the moon are both square Mars because this is a full moon, so they're on the opposite sides of the chart. I'm going to do an Astro 101 video at some point. I've been saying that for a while, and I have a lot going on if you've been watching my vlogs over at Sammy Doing Stuff, where you should be checking me out. You can see all the things I have going on, but I really do intend to get this Astro 101 video out for you. But on the chart, in this case, Mars, well, for a full moon, always, the sun is opposite the moon. They're on completely different sides of the chart, looking at each other, basically. And about 90 degrees from them, both, because they're across from each other, in the corner is Mars, looking at both of them. Mars is a little aggressive, especially on a moon. The sun kind of can work with it a little bit easier than the moon can. So the sun, even though it's a square, it's a 90-degree angle that they're looking at each other. So even though it's a square and it's the sun and Mars, they do usually find a way to work together a little bit easier than the moon and Mars would work together. Even if the moon and Mars are together, wherever the moon and Mars are looking at each other, it's intense because Mars is just so aggressive and the moon is like soft and cute. So with this aspect, you just do want to be aware of your actions because that's a lot of what this is. It makes that bigger. Your actions could be affecting people. Other people's actions are affecting you emotionally. And just check yourself before you wreck yourself. But also, like, don't not do what you're so motivated to do just because you're like, I don't want to hurt you. Use discernment. You've also got Saturn, Neptune, Mercury, Venus, and the North Node all together hanging out in Pisces still. This is discipline with the dream, with the way you think about it, with the way you create it, with the North Node where it's taking you. Or you can look at this is so when you look at these transits, I try to keep them positive, but I am going to tell you guys a little bit sometimes when I see something where the potential is like, maybe you should look out for that. This is also restriction with delusion, overthinking. Venus is like, can be sometimes in the clouds and everything is so pretty. And that's still with the North Node. So whichever one of this that you choose is taking you somewhere. And it could be a mix. It could be a mix of restrictions that are supporting the dream with these ideas that you have. And Venus is still like, oh, that's pretty. It's just a combination of those aspects in some way. And they're all taking you somewhere. You're all going somewhere with this energy. So make sure you try to use it in the most positive way possible for your situation. We've also got Mars opposite Pluto, which is just what you're doing is transformative. Like what the actions that you choose to take with this full moon when the emotions are high and you're this motivated will bring in transformation. And one of the hardest aspects I see in this chart that I'm looking at is Chiron with the sun. And this is a battle between childhood wounds and your ego. Put all of that together and tell me what it means to you. I'm going to do something that I haven't done in a while. I'm going to pull some cards for this full moon, and we'll see if we can create a little story of some advice that we should have for the collective. The full moon and the new moon, let's talk about that real quick too. When I post these videos lately, I've been late. Like I said, if you've been watching my vlogs, you know why. I'm trying to get them at least out 2 days before, but you can work with the full moon energy. Like it builds up the 3 days before. It's at its peak when it's exact, the times that I'm giving you, and it still lingers while the moon is getting smaller, getting ready for the next new moon. What is some advice for the collective in handling this big moon energy? Look at your options. Look at your options. Don't move so quickly. When you are in these situations where, all right, I'm motivated to do this and I'm ready to do that. Take a second. How is this going to affect somebody else who might feel a way about this? Do I care if they feel a way about this? Sometimes the answer is no. And you know what? I can't blame you. I've been there. I'm there often, actually. I'm going to do this thing and I don't really care who feels a way about it. And then you just have to be aware that they're going to feel a way about it. I wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case, to be honest with you. I would not be building Infinity or Ave if that was not the case. All right, so I've got the Devil card here, reverse, the self-imposed restrictions, and 3 of Cups. 10 of Swords. The Fool. 5 of Swords, reverse. So there is a celebration here of some kind of new path that you've set on. Ripping the chains off and doing the thing. Possibly an old way of thinking that's gone, dead and gone. And an old way of conflicting with others that you're just not feeling anymore. Should we do a couple more? Let's do a couple more. 10 of Wands. So put in the work. Put in the work. Likely with 10 of Wands too, it's work that you've already started. That you're almost like, okay, I've done this. This is cool. And like 10 is endings and beginnings because it's also 1. So it's like leveling up at that point. Level up the work. Let's get one more. 2 of Swords. 2 of Swords also cautions you. Take the thinking process slow. Weigh out the ideas. You've also got the moon in this card too. This moon is very prominent. That's, to me, is when you're making these decisions, consult your intuition. I was also testing some products today, some skincare products that I'm going to be putting on the website. Some of them I make myself. Some of them I source from people who use natural ingredients. I have one really cool brand that I'm super excited to work with. It's what I use today. And I have another girl who makes her own stuff. I've been using some of her stuff, so I'll probably have some of that coming in here too and on the website. And then my own stuff. My babies will always be my candles. There are a couple on the website. I have a brand new one coming out soon. I'm really excited about that one. It's something that was inspired by, how do I say this? Inspired by some energy work that I was doing. And I said, you know what? It came very natural to me. I'm going to put this in the candle and people are going to need it. So stay tuned. We're going to see what that is. And I think it's going to be a new favorite. A lot of people's favorite is my road opener candle. That one you would use if you're stuck in a situation and you need to like move some blockages. That's a great candle. But the new one that I have coming out is something that I've done before. I've used before. I just never created a candle for it. And I don't know why. It was just a work that I was doing for myself. And I said, you know what? People need this. So that's coming soon. Follow me on Infinity Aura Ave or Avenue on all platforms to see what that's going to be. I'm going to try to keep these a little bit shorter. I'm already going pretty long today. I pulled cards and whatever. I can't post the full videos on Instagram, so you have to subscribe to the YouTube. Like, comment, share, subscribe to the Infinity Aura Ave YouTube. You should go like, comment, share, subscribe to my Sammy Doing Stuff vlogging YouTube too. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all the things. Hit all the buttons. And that's it. Next time I see you will be for the Taurus new moon. That'll be cute too. Well, I have to look at the whole chart. It's nice. It's a nice cozy moon. But you know, there's always other stuff going on in the chart and I haven't looked at it yet. So by the time we talk next time, I will have done that. And I'll see you then. Bye.